Hey now, and welcome back to day 3, where I'm gonna give my list of science fiction Euro games. So, Euros, we were talking about what makes up a Euro, right? In the first episode of this series. And with me, I have no idea what I consider a Euro. I just know it when I see it. You know, when you look at a Uwe Rosenberg game, you know it's a Euro. When you look at a Stefan Feld game, you know it's a Euro.
Of course, it's through a German.
And they have their name on the box.
That's true. That's true. But like, I don't know, it's something about it. Like when you look at, like I say, Blood Rage, for example.
Yeah.
A lot of people call Blood Rage a Euro, or at least like very much inspired by a Euro. And I can see that, but I would never like notice that right off the bat. Like, but, man, when you look at like, you know, like Tigris and Euphrates or Caverna or Orleans, like it's a Euro.
It's
right?
a Euro, yeah. And a good example of that for me is Yido, a game Steve loves.
Yes.
And when I sat down to play that, I was like, this is totally an Ameritrash game because it's so heavily themed. I mean, it's just the theme is like seeping out of the box.
Yeah, but it's then worker placement and it's wood little guys and stuff.
I don't know if there's any plastic or not, but
no plastic.
There's wood in there. And it was one of those where you kind of just have to sit down and start playing it, and you're like, whoa, this is a Euro game. Mm-hmm. Like, this is truly a Euro game. And I think that happens more and more now because of, you know, what we talked about. Things are hybridizing at this point. Yeah. And I don't think there's cut and dry. There's not as many cut and dry, this is Euro, this is Ameritrash anymore. They're always kind of somewhere along the middle.
Nebulous.
Which is fantastic. Yeah. I love it. I love that. I think it's great.
Well, my 3 on my list today, they run the gamut of this one is definitely a Euro. This one don't look like a Euro, but it is. And then the last one, I don't even know what the hell it is, but I'm calling it a Euro.
You're just putting it on the list. You're like, I like this sci-fi game. I'm putting it here.
That's right. So my number 1 game that I'm putting on the list here is from Stefan Feld. And everything Stefan Feld does is a Euro game, right?
Yeah.
Aquasphere. Now, Aquasphere is such a unique game. Obviously, Aquasphere is a laboratory that's underwater. So I guess you're in like a dome and you're doing all this research and you're studying the octopus and you got little submarines and things. And it's such a fantastic Euro game where you're trying to move around the board to the different laboratories and manage all the resources of going around. You're programming robots to go out and do the things for you. So it's a programming game besides. You have to make sure that the octopuses that start clinging to the outside of the station get murdered. The book says that you're just chasing them away. I like to say you're just obliterating them.
Oh, man.
That book needs to have the courage to say they're getting killed.
Yeah.
Just like Dinosaur Island.
I mean, there's so many horror movies from the 80s, 90s that take place in an underwater base.
Deep Star 6.
Yes. I was just thinking about that one.
The Abyss.
Right? Sphere, is that it?
Sphere.
Yeah. I mean, so this is no different. You're under attack by these octopus.
Octopods.
It's a very small part of the game, but yes, we're playing Deep Star 6.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you jab anybody with a CO2 cartridge harpoon?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing when I'm getting rid of the octopus. The octopods, as the game calls them. I guess they're actually octopods, but whatever. I just love the way this game plays. It's so much fun to program your little robots to go out and do your different things, and it's just a beautiful game too. It's like Stefan Feld, so you look at it, it looks like a gigantic point salad mess of a board. It's round, but boy, is it a good game. And I haven't played it in a good long time. And me putting it on this list has forced me to want to get it back out and play it. Because when we first got it, we played the crap out of it. Oh, yeah. I played it probably like, 8-9 times, and then it kind of like went away for the new hotness to come out. So I'm ready to play Aquasphere again.
It's one of those games, every time I come to your house and I look at all your games that you have sitting around here, I just stop on Aquasphere. Yeah, I know. It's like right behind me.
Yeah. Keep looking at it right now.
I know exactly where it is.
Let's go play it.
Every time I think about it. Like,
it's right next to your other favorite, Orleans.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is like Gaia Project. I have to take a break. I need to space out the enjoyment of that because I can't keep talking about it on the show. Anyways, Orleans is not sci-fi. Aquasphere is fantastic. I love the planning your turns out. I think that is fantastic.
Yes.
I think that's what you like, Steve.
It is.
That is a huge
It's one of Steve's
thing.
favorite mechanics, right?
Exactly.
I also really like octopus sushi. I pretend
that is true. I never
killing
thought
them
of that.
and eating them.
It's gonna be awesome. And it's the point salad is intimidating at first, but unlike some of other Stefan Feld games that are out there, I think this one is not as hard to like, okay, I can handle all this points flying all over the place, because I felt like I was focusing more on specific things instead of feeling like I had to do everything.
Yeah, it lets you do what you want to do to have fun, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I think it's a blast. It was definitely great when it first came out and we played it a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, my second one is a game. This is a post-apocalyptic theme, similar to Steve's Wasteland Express, but this one is actually a Euro game. And this one is a very, very under.
I hope your outpost is attacked by cannibals.
Unfortunately, there's no cannibalism in this game. I wish there would be, maybe an expansion. But this is a very, very under the radar game. It's an unsung hero of amazing Euro games that were on Kickstarter that no one's talking about, and it's called Outlive. I love this game. Outlive is, you have a big board that's all the different countryside, different cities, the big, the tanker ship there, or a transport ship there with all kinds of stuff. And you have a number of different teams, scout teams, that are going to go out onto the board in the first phase, and you're going to be scavenging stuff. You're going to be finding broken items. You're going to be finding food. You're going to be finding new survivors, all kinds of different stuff, ammunition. And you're moving around and you're trying to collect that stuff, and you can actually go into other people's spaces and steal stuff from them. You can try to, you have to spend your ammunition so that they don't steal your stuff back, right? Anyway, and then after that phase is over, you go back to your base, your compound, and you can build rooms in your compound, which are all sorts of different things that are going to give you bonuses and power. So you're doing a little bit of like, kind of like a city management, but it's your compound. So it's
you're building your base. It's one of those. Yeah, you're expanding your bunker, essentially.
And then you're fixing all the items you found with different components that you brought back, and then you have to feed all your people or they're going to get mad and leave or die. This game is terrific. And what's interesting about it is it doesn't look like a Euro game because it's got nice plastic components. Now I'm talking about the Kickstarter version that I got. I don't even know what you get when you're regular, but when you're regular.
When you're one of those plebs.
When you're a pleb,
just gets a normal one.
But yeah, it's got plastic all over the place. It's got beautiful player boards where you put like the tiles in the slots and stuff. Man, I love Outlive.
And what I think is cool is the different teams you send out have numbers on the back, and that's like their toughness. So if you run into somebody else and their number's lower than you, you're going to win. You're going to take what you want from them. You're going to push them off, whatever. Which is very un-Euro-like, by the way.
That's right.
No,
There's conflict in there for sure.
I mean, you're managing numbers. There's not like dice rolling or anything like that. It's all done through resources and the power level of the unit. So there's not a lot of randomness there, but there is conflict, and it is definitely direct conflict.
Yeah.
Now I will say there are randomness in the events that pop up.
That's right.
That's true. But everybody deals with them.
Everybody does, yes.
Yep. It's widely, and that's actually a big part of the game. It's like these disasters happen, and you as a group have to sort of collectively work to make them go away, or everybody suffers this horrible thing. Like and some of them are just absolutely awful.
Yeah,
and
they're terrible.
They gimp the whole group. And you're like, come on, let's help. Let Pete get that, so Pete can take that away first, so everybody's happy.
And then I just turn around and go, no.
Yeah, right.
Nope. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the jerk.
We're talking about a situation
where we
exactly. Were all pissed at Chris because he wouldn't let it happen. He wanted everybody to suffer.
Anyway, whatever.
Outlive. Amazing game.
It is one of the best post-apocalyptic games I have played. I think it's fantastic. I love the base building. The only aspect of the game I did not really like were the random building or the random expansions that people got at the start of the game. Because the expansions are not balanced so that people can just get them. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to just get a random awesome one. You should have to work for it or buy it or do something. But yeah, in this case, someone could just randomly do it. And I think you actually take those, some of them out of the game.
There's a specific room in the game that has hit the incinerator because it is completely broken and out of balance. And the rest of the game is fine.
Yeah.
Like all the other buildings or rooms are fine. Just those ones are terrible. And they're the ones that let you completely ignore the events. So if you have Outlive, take that building out. It sucks.
Or make sure you always get it.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Oh. Well, Jamie, I agree with you. That game is almost as good as Wasteland Express Delivery Service.
Almost as good.
Almost.
While I'm playing Outlive, I need the Wasteland Express delivery service to send me my giant food order. Mm-hmm. And luckily, they have guns, so they won't have to worry about it.
I don't even know what Chris is talking about anymore, so I'm going to move on.
I'm mixing the games together. They're having a baby.
Gotcha.
Hey, spoiler alert, they're going to bring you Roadkill.
Yeah, right.
Don't order from there.
All right, so my last one on the list, this is the one that I said I don't even know if it is considered a Euro or not, but I'm throwing it on because it's a new game, new to me game that I discovered this past year, and I'm enamored with this game. It's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and just a fantastic game called Leaving Earth. This is a space exploration game. It actually is the space race. So everybody plays, Russia and China, United States, trying to get out into space. So there's missions that you have to accomplish to score victory points. And that would be like, okay, put a man into space and bring him home. Put a man on the moon and bring him home. Go to Mars and collect samples and bring him home. Mars. And you can go to Neptune. I'm sorry. And you can go.
you go to Uranus.
I want to go to Alpha Centauri.
You can go to Mercury, and you can go to Mars and Venus and the moon. And it's very difficult to get to those places, right?
I bet.
And it's a very, very complicated game in that there's a lot of math involved. So you have to build rockets. And you have to test those rockets, because if you just build a rocket, stick it on this capsule that you invented, stick a dude in it and throw him up into space, it might blow up and he dies. So you have to test these rockets before to make sure that they don't blow up, so that they're reliable, right? So it's like this deck of cards with failures and successes, and every time you do it, you could take a failure out. If it fails, you could take the failure out. And once it's clean, then it's a reliable rocket. So there's really cool, like, sort of testing concepts and inventing all of these different technologies like life support and all different kinds of rockets and all different kinds of capsules and re-entry and docking with a space station and that kind of stuff in the game. So it's very complicated, very mathy, how many rockets you have to put on this thing to get it to the moon. Because if you run out of rocket
50.
fuel... it could be. If you run out of rockets halfway to the moon, the guy's just floating in space. You have to go pick him up. He's probably going to starve to death because you didn't put enough supplies on the thing. It's beautiful. Terrible. It's a beautiful game, man.
Oh, it's terrible. It sounds really cool.
Yeah, it does.
It definitely does.
You guys have never played this game. I'm the only one who's played it, and I've only ever played it solo. Really, but playing it, you can play it solo because you're just trying to collect the victory points, right? But in the multiplayer version, it's a space race. You're trying to get more points. So you're trying to get places faster. So if there's the get to the moon mission out there and Steve gets there before me and I was working on it, he beat me in the space race.
Yeah.
So like I really, really need to play this game. It is so amazingly good.
Can you shoot dogs and monkeys into space?
Unfortunately, no. The base game and the expansion that I have does not have monkeys in it, and I wish it did. That'd be kind of cool if you throw a chimp up there.
Yeah, well, Jamie, instead of just testing your rocket, you just put a chimp in there and test it out. See what happens. Yeah, I say put whoever built the rocket in there, and then the rocket will be built right the first time.
I would like to have a mission that says put a chimp on Mars. Like that would be terrific. Like that, I'd go for that one immediately.
Planet of the Apes.
Get your ass to Mars.
So I'm gonna pour myself a big glass of Tang, and I'm gonna play this with you.
Yeah, let's do it. And get your thinking cap on, maybe some calculators, because there's math. There's a lot of. It's not hard math, but it's a lot of math.
A lot of math.
Yeah. Oh, God. But it's you will love it. You love it.
No, it sounds fantastic.
All right, guys. Well, that is my 3 science fiction Euro games. I think my list was really good.
I think your list was great.
I think my list beat Steve's at least.
Well, if this was some sort of contest on an alien world, perhaps.
To be fair, none of our lists had any post-apocalyptic trucks with guns in it.
Yeah,
that's right. Listen, I had the post-apocalypse. I had dinosaurs. I had that other thing I said. Very diverse.
All of Steve's were like historical.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know. Is Wasteland in the future or in the past? I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it's in the future because they got nukes and stuff.
I would say.
You said it was in the past, like in the last video.
Well, maybe
time is relative, Jamie.
Maybe it's like 1980s future, which is the 90s essentially.
Yeah.
Every 80s movie that was in the future was set in the 90s.
That's right.
Hundreds of years from now, gamers will be playing it and it'll be set in the past.
That's right. All right. Well, that's it for us. Thanks for joining us for our sci-fi Euro game recommendations, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for It's Halloween time, right?
Ooh.
It's Halloween time, so we're going to be talking about horror games and monsters and Godzilla, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, there we go.
Probably spooky stuff.
See you later, everybody.
See ya.
Good night.
Thanks so much, everybody. If you've enjoyed this video, please do us a giant favor by subscribing to the channel and clicking that wacky bell icon. If you're into board games, miniatures games, role-playing games, we have a bunch of audio podcasts you might enjoy. You can find those at thesecretcabal.com or on iTunes and Stitcher.